A trio of American economists, including former Federal Reserve Chair Ben Bernanke, won this year's Nobel Prize in Economics on Monday for laying the foundation of how world powers now tackle global crises like the recent pandemic or the Great Recession of 2008. The winners, who also include Douglas Diamond and Philip Dybvig, won for their research on how regulating banks and propping up failing lenders with public cash can stave off an even deeper economic crisis, such as the Great Depression of the 1930s.
The laureates have provided the foundation for our modern understanding of why banks are needed, why they are vulnerable, and what to do about it. And we can also note that even though the financial crisis had large consequences, neither that nor the COVID pandemic led to depressions like in the 30s.
Bank bailouts in the 2008 recession triggered a wave of public criticism as ordinary consumers suffered, with many losing their homes even as banks, a key culprit of the crisis, were saved. But research done by the trio suggests society on the whole benefited, said one of the three laureates himself, University of Chicago professor Douglas Diamond.
Probably in the last analysis, I think it probably would have been better if Lehman Brothers had not collapsed unexpectedly.
Ben Bernanke was the chair of the U.S. Federal Reserve at the time of Lehman's collapse, which became one of the main catalysts of the crisis, but he argued at the time that there was no legal way to save the investment bank, so the next best thing was to let it fail and use the government's financial resources to prevent wider systemic failures. Part of that response, including ultra-low interest rates and massive central bank asset buys, are being reversed now as inflation is at its highest level in about half a century. The three winners will receive an equal share of the nearly $900,000 in prize money.